Recently, Fort Bragg was annexed by Fayetteville and Spring Lake. Colonel David Fox calls it a win-win-win for all involved. It will change things for the better for soldiers and their families, as well as the citizens of Fayetteville. We met with Colonel Fox, Garrison Commander of Fort Bragg, to find out more.
The city of Fayetteville actually experienced overnight a 50,000 personnel increase in their population numbers, which put them over that magic number of 200,000. And that seems to be that number that higher-end retailers, restaurants seem to look at when they want to invest in the community. So I believe Fayetteville is the number, right now, because of annexation, is number 6 in the state population-wise. So our families are going to enjoy, that potential of, better quality shopping, better quality restaurants. The other thing is that those additional tax dollars that are provided from the state to the city, we're going to get, better services to include, probably more policemen on the street, more firemen, better social services, because you got to understand that about 70% of our married population lives on the economy. So they're going to enjoy those services. So like I get for the families that live on Fort Bragg and off of Fort Bragg, it's really a win-win. We're going to see better services and probably higher-end retailers and restaurants. One of the agreements to allow Fort Bragg to be annexed is that those additional tax dollars that the city receives, a portion of those tax dollars every year will be used to defer the cost of hooking up city water to our system. The really key point to that is we have an aging wastewater treatment plant. It was actually built in 1917, so it's amazing that it still functions. But it's monitored by the state, all the environmental agencies, but that'll allow us to take that offline and receive a quality water source from the city that won't be interrupted. And that hooking up of that system to Fort Bragg system will provide us with a reliable water source, no matter what type of weather conditions or storms that we may be encountering. It should start happening almost immediately. It'll take a year to 18 months to complete that actual hookup. But it's a substantial amount of money to do that, and you've got to realize you're taking a system that's a 21st century system, the PWC system, and trying to hook it to a 20th century system. So it will take some time, but it should begin almost immediately with a completion of about 18 months to 2 years. And so we're looking forward to getting that groundbreaking started and getting the system hooked up. To the average person living on Fort Bragg, they're not going to see any difference, and that's the key thing. The day that we flip the switch and we receive water from the city, they should see absolutely nothing. The other part of that is that as far as the way they go about their daily lives, there'll be no changes. As part of the annexation, soldiers that reside on Fort Bragg will see no increase in their taxes because, one, we are federal property, and we couldn't be, that federal property, as being federal property, we are prohibited from being taxed by the city, the county, or the state. And that also includes the businesses that live and that work on Fort Bragg. There'll be no changes. So the average soldier, the average civilian that lives on Fort Bragg, they'll see absolutely no difference. And that's really important, is it should be transparent and seamless to the families and soldiers that live and work on Fort Bragg. The thing is that these increased tax dollars are going to help with probably more schools, being able to hire more teachers, putting more law enforcement on the street, hiring more fire departments, investing in better equipment and better services. 70% of Fort Bragg's married population resides off of the installation, so they're going to benefit from those services because they either own property, own homes, or live in rental property. But on the flip side, it's just the Fayetteville citizens are also going to enjoy better services, in reduced response time from the local police, better equipment, better services. So like I said, I like to use the term win-win. It's really a win-win for both soldiers and families that call Fayetteville and Cumberland County home. As part of the annexation, there will be no change to the school systems. We have grades kindergarten through the 9th grade here at on Fort Bragg, and then high school. All our students that live on Fort Bragg go to the Cumberland County school system. So there'll be no consolidation of the schools, as there'll be no consolidation of the police force or the fire departments. We still have mutual aid agreements where we can support one another, but there'll be no consolidation. This is really a win-win for our soldiers and the citizens of Spring Lake and Fayetteville. We've never enjoyed a better relationship, Fort Bragg with Spring Lake and the city of Fayetteville. And this annexation is really the capper. This is going to make us even closer as we continue to grow throughout the next 4 to 5 years as part of BRAC and transformation.